Look at yourself for a moment. Your height, your eyes, your skin, the shape of your face. Every single feature you have was shaped by millions of years of slow, quiet evolution, changes so gradual that no individual ever noticed them happening. But what if the next 1,000 years were different? What if evolution wasn't slow anymore? Because for the first time in human history, we have the tools to rewrite our own biology. And the changes coming in the next 1,000 years might be more dramatic than anything the previous million produced. 1,000 years ago, the average human was shorter, had worse eyesight, weaker teeth. The world was unrecognizable compared to today. Now, fast forward another 1,000 years. The forces shaping humanity in the next millennium aren't just natural selection and random mutation. They are genetic engineering, artificial intelligence, human-machine integration, and the possibility of humans living beyond Earth entirely. Each of these forces on its own could transform our species. Together, they could produce a version of humanity that we would barely recognize today. Let's walk through what scientists and futurists actually predict. Step by step. Chapter 1. The body gets taller and leaner. Over the past 2 centuries, average human height has increased significantly, driven by better nutrition and healthcare. If that trend continues, and if genetic tools allow us to optimize physical development, humans in 1,000 years could be notably taller and leaner than we are today, with longer limbs built for efficiency rather than raw physical labor. Change 2. Eyes become larger and more sensitive. As humans spend more time in artificial environments, indoors, in cities, in space, natural selection may favor larger eyes capable of processing more visual information in lower light conditions. Some scientists suggest future humans could develop enhanced color perception or sensitivity to wavelengths of light we currently cannot see. Chapter 3. The brain rewires itself. Technology has already changed how we use our brains. Memory tasks we once performed mentally are now outsourced to devices. Navigation has moved from internal spatial reasoning to GPS. Over centuries, the parts of the brain dedicated to tasks now handled by technology could shrink, while areas related to creativity, social reasoning, and abstract thought could expand. Change 4. Skin adapts to new environments. As if humans colonize other planets or spend generations living in environments with different radiation levels, atmospheric compositions, or gravity, skin tone and structure could adapt dramatically. Populations in space habitats might develop paler skin over generations, while those in high radiation environments might evolve stronger natural pigmentation as protection. Here's where the science gets genuinely extraordinary. In 2012, scientists developed a gene editing technology called CRISPR, a tool that allows researchers to precisely cut and rewrite specific sequences of DNA. Since then, its capabilities have expanded dramatically. Today, CRISPR and its successors can theoretically be used to eliminate hereditary diseases, enhance physical traits, boost cognitive function, and even extend the natural human lifespan. This means that in 1,000 years, evolution won't necessarily be waiting for random mutations to produce useful traits. Humans could be deliberately designing those traits. Selecting for intelligence, longevity, disease resistance, and physical optimization with a precision nature never had. Some researchers go further. They point to the concept of transhumanism, the idea that humans will eventually merge with technology so deeply that the boundary between biological human and an artificial intelligence becomes blurred. Neural implants already exist today at a primitive level. In 1,000 years, direct brain-to-computer interfaces could allow humans to access information, communicate, and process the world in ways that make our current experience of reality seem primitive by comparison. But here's the twist almost nobody thinks about. The biggest change in what humans look like in 1,000 years might not come from biology at all. It might come from divergence. Right now, humanity is one species. But if groups of humans begin living in genuinely isolated environments, Deep space habitats, underground colonies, ocean settlements, for hundreds of generations without interbreeding. Natural selection and genetic drift could begin producing populations that look and function differently from each other. In other words, 1,000 years from now might not be one version of what a human looks like. There could be several, each adapted to a different world, a different gravity, a different sky. So picture this, the year 3025. One population of humans has lived for 30 generations in a low-gravity space habitat orbiting a distant planet. They are tall, extraordinarily tall, with slender frames, large expressive eyes, and skin that has lost most of its pigmentation in the absence of natural sunlight. Another population has remained on Earth, but a transformed Earth, enhanced by generations of genetic optimization. Taller, healthier, with lifespans measured not in decades but in centuries. Their brains are partially integrated with neural technology that gives them access to collective knowledge in real time. And a third population, smaller, denser, with broader lung capacity and thicker skin, has spent generations adapting to a harsher world, whether underground or on another planet with a thicker atmosphere. 3 populations. 3 different physical forms, all descended from us. Here's the thought that should stay with you. We look at ancient humans, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, the Neanderthals, and we see them as something separate from us, earlier drafts of a species still being written. But to the humans of 3025, we might be exactly that, an earlier draft. The version of the species that existed before the Great Transformation, before genetic mastery, before the stars. Evolution has never stopped, it has never paused. It has been quietly rewriting us since the first living cell divided on this planet. The only thing that's changing now is that we're starting to hold the pen.